Let's talk about the speed that you need to run on the road, the limit that you must not exceed, and the consequence in case you did not respect that speed on the road. That is what we are discussing today. And if you find value in this all this my video, kindly like, follow, comment, and don't forget to share as well. If you are watching on YouTube, kindly subscribe, and if you are watching on Facebook, do the same thing. Let's go. Let's talk about la vitesse et le distance. That is the speed and the distance. Which vitesse are you going, and how are you going to control the distance in calculation? This one is on paper. So said plus la vitesse est importante, plus le distance est allongé. That is the bigger the speed, the longer the distance. The brake distance, the freinage, direct, and the reaction. That is the braking, the stopping, and the reaction distance. Is the more the vitesse, the more you are speeding, the more they want you to have more distance, the security. So how to calculate it now? One, le temps de reaction. How do you react? That is what the time of reaction. That is what we want to first of all talk about. Le temps de réaction est le temps qui s'écoule entre le moment où le conducteur passive l'information et le moment où il agit pour y répondre. Il est environ 1 à 2 secondes. What does that mean? Say the reaction time is the time that passes between the moment when the driver saw the information and the moment that he reacts to it. It must be around 1 to 2 seconds that you must react. That is, you saw something, maybe you saw somebody wants to cross a road. The time that you saw it and the time that you react, it must not be between 1 minute or 1 second. It must be between 1 to 2 seconds. That is what they are trying to say about. During that time, the vehicle is, the time that you are making that decision, how to make that decision, the vehicle is still going. You have no brake. You just want to make decision. The other time depend only on the driver, but it depends. That's what I'm trying to say. It's the driver that is going to make that reaction. It's not. But if the driver is already age, that is, he have his old or his illness or he has disability, or he has taken medical, how is he going to quickly react? That is what all this one does. The capacity, the conductor. So the time the reaction only depend on the driver. You always see this type of question. So most of the time, just know that the temps de reaction only depend on the driver. That is, you are now educate yourself about the health of the condition of that driver. Then they now do a small calculation here. Pour calculer rapidement la distance parcours pour 1 seconde, on multiplie le chiffre du dixième et la vitesse et lequel on roule par 3. This is an example. Now they say at 50 kilometers. If driver is moving at 50 kilometers and you want to calculate le temps de reaction, they are telling us that how to calculate the temps reaction is you multiply it by 3. The last number, which is this 5, multiply by 3. That is how to calculate le temps de reaction. That's what they are trying to tell us. Donc la distance parcours est 15 meters entre 1 second. That is, within 1 second, it must just be 15 meters. Except at 110 kilometers, how do you calculate it? You just remove any zero that you see at the back, throw the zero away, pick the digit there, and multiply it by 3. Finish. Okay, that is just how to calculate it. La distance de freinage. How do you calculate la distance de freinage? What is distance de freinage? Let's first of all explain that. C'est la distance parcours entre au début du freinage et le arrêt du véhicule. It's just simple as that. How to calculate the distance de freinage is the distance from where you press the brake and where you stop. That is how to calculate it. Si la vitesse W, on multiplie par 4 le distance de freinage. Okay, cette distance peut également vary son. You can see now how to calculate the distance de freinage. It will now depend on the the environment, what is happening in that environment. Is there blue? Is there an edge? Is the road glistening? Is it oily? Or what is the ether of your vehicle? What is the ether of your vehicle? Is it Pinot? What is the how the tire is working? Is the tire working good? Is it okay? Or what is the ether of the road? Is the road does it have donde? Does it have a ralentisseur? Is going to be, or your car have a load? Do you see what the conditions that will help us to calculate the distance de freinage? So let's go to the main calculation now. They said il faut soustraire le distance d'arrêt et le distance de réaction. Okay, à 50 km, à 50 km, la distance de réaction est de 15 mètres et la distance d'arrêt est 25 mètres. Donc, la distance de freinage est 25 minus 15. Ça veut dire 10. That means before you can calculate la distance de freinage, you have to know your distance arrêt, you have to know your distance reaction. You will now deduct two of them from each and to get your distance de freinage. Okay, you deduct it. I think we are still going to see a diagram. So let me recap this calculation. Before you can get your distance freinage, you need to know your distance de reaction, the one that we do first. Then you need to know the distance that you stop, your arrêt. They will give you in the question. Must give you that two in the question. Then you now subtract it from each other. In between is the distance de freinage. Take note. Take note. Take note. They said la distance arrêt. So now they want to teach us how to calculate la distance arrêt now. La distance arrêt, c'est la distance parcours pendant le temps de réaction plus le distance freinage. We should know that now. From our calculation, we should know that it's plus and minus. So distance arrêt is plus. So il faut multiplier le chiffre du dixième de la vitesse par lui-même. Whoa! If they say at 50 km, what is the distance direct? That means 5 times 5, 25. At 70 km, what is the distance direct? That is 7 times 7. That is 49. Then at 90 km, what is the distance direct? That is 9 times 9, which is 81. Then at 130, what is the distance direct? That is 13 times 13, 169. Simple as ABC. It's easier. But when, take note, but when the road is wet, you need to multiply by 1.5 to it. That's why you are saying this. This one is when the ground is not, there is no rain, the ground is sick, that is dry. But when it's wet, that means it adds more risk to it. So you need to multiply again by 1.5. So if you want to know more about how this calculation, you can message me. Feel free to message me. Feel free to contact me. Then we can do it again step by step. But I will still come again to explain it again. Let's use diagram to explain it again now. Let's start from distant reaction. You see, distant reaction is when the drivers perceive danger. When you see the danger, when you see it, that's on 1 second that you see it, you analyze, you decide, and you react. That is what all this one that they put here. You voir, analyze, decide, and act on it immediately. So if you are going at the rate of 50 km, you multiply it by 3. That is the way you are reacting immediately. So by the time you want to press the freinage, that is brake. Freinage means brake. By the time here that you stop, it's called distance de freinage, which is the one that we calculated above. Then distance arrêt is till the time you stop. That is what is distance direct. From here to here. That is why you see that they say the turn reaction plus the time the distance de freinage plus this one plus this one will give you distance arrêt. It's not, but when the ground is wet, you don't forget to multiply by 1.5. Okay, if you are getting value, simply help to share, like and comment in this video. Thank you. Till we see in the next class. Bye.